Humm, baby, let's do it again.
Humm, baby. Enjoy this great game.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric, and today, one final preview of the San Francisco Giants. Tomorrow's opening day, we're going to have a pregame, we'll have a postgame, and we're going to be talking a lot of Giants. I'll be heading over to Ballcap Sports for opening day for the Toronto Blue Jays around the fourth inning over there. So a lot going on tomorrow. Opening day, baseball is here. It's time to rock and freaking roll. But before we get into all that, tomorrow I want to take one last look at the San Francisco Giants baseball team for this year. We're going to look at a potential lineup. We're going to look at the bench, the bullpen, the rotation, as well as the prospects who could come up and help later on this season. And I want to give my own personal preview. I did a preview earlier with Travis from from SF Bay Area Sports Talk, and you're welcome to check that video out as well for our thoughts. But today, it's just me. So let's take a look at this team. And obviously, the first thing I noticed, I'm not sure how well you can see everything here, but the first thing I noticed, unfortunately, is the lineup looking a little on the older side, if I'm just being completely honest here. I've had commenters mention it to me before, like, hey, man, this lineup needs to stay healthy. Now, I agree. Obviously, you can see everyone's over 30 years old except Dubon at 26.7. Dubon, I'm sorry. But you can see that La Stella 32, Yastrzemski 30, Solano 33.3, Dickerson 30, Posey 34, Belt 32.9, Crawford 34.2. You can see these guys are a little bit up there in age. None of them are, pushing 40, but they're all over 30. So, I mean, that is something to keep in mind. In this lineup as it is a little bit injury prone. Dickerson has had some back issues. Posey, obviously, he should be pretty healthy, but he's going to have his days where he's not going to be feeling that great as far as his hip and his just, he's a catcher in his mid-30s. I mean, so he's not going to play every day. Brandon Belt has been injury prone in the past. Crawford has had his injury issues. So, I understand that this lineup is not going to make it through the entire season unscathed. There's going to be some injury issues, and that's why we need depth here. But just putting that aside, as players, I mean, Yaz, awesome. Solano, awesome. Dickerson, awesome. Posey, I mean, yeah, he's not going to be an MVP anymore, but he is Buster Posey. He's a great catcher. He knows how to work with the pitchers. He could throw out base runners, and he's got a pure swing. He can hit the ball well. He's not going to have the power he used to, although he may have a little better power now after surgery and a recovery. We'll see. But obviously, Buster Posey is Buster Posey. Brandon Belt, he can get on base. I've always liked Brandon Belt. There's defenders of Belt, there's haters of Belt. I've been a defender of Belt for the most part. I love his defense. He's like a vacuum cleaner at first base. You got Brandon Crawford, speaking of great defense, obviously, and he's been swinging the bat a little bit better in the last season and looking pretty good, decent in spring training. So I'm excited there. And obviously, Dubon is shown that he can play the outfield. He's great out there. He can also play some infield, versatile, and he's got a decent bat. So all in all, the lineup is fine offensively, but I am going to assume that there's going to be injury issues here. And that's why I'm going to give this lineup about a B, even though I think if they all stayed healthy and all played at their best, I think it'd be an easy A lineup, but I just don't expect that. So I'm going to give this lineup a B, but the good thing about it is there is depth. Now, Longoria obviously could start. I'd have him in there over La Stella, and La Stella's a bit of an issue because I would have Vossler on the team, to be quite honest. But La Stella's got the big contract. He's the bigger name. He's going to play, and that's just kind of unfortunate in a way if he plays poorly because he's going to be in there anyway. I don't like it, but that's the case. Maybe he'll play great. I mean, La Stella is... He getting paid that money for a reason. He was signed to a 3-year deal for a reason. But I really loved what I saw from Vossler. It's just the way it is right now. So I'm not super high on La Stella, but I hope he changes my mind with a quickness. But looking at the bench, Kurt Casale's a nice, powerful backup catcher. Darren Ruff, a guy can go deep at any moment. Longoria is the fact that he's not even in the lineup here on this tells you something. I mean, Longoria, he's a little bit older, 35.5 years old, but Longoria has extreme power and is basically my favorite player personally. Wilmer Flores, awesome as well. I mean, Austin Slater, and this is a heck of a bench right here. I'm not just saying as a Giants fan. I mean, come on. Maybe obviously looking as a Giants fan, I know these guys better and I know what they can do, but I love this bench. Casale, okay, Ruff, Longoria, Flores, Slater, amazing. I mean, that's a really nice bench right there. I'm really happy about it, and we haven't even gotten to the prospects that we're going to be seeing later this year. So offensively, I think even though these guys can get hurt, we got a nice bench here, and we're going to have some guys, prospects that are going to be ready to go. So I'm going to give this bench, I like the bench, I'm going to give it a B+. And if we move into the rotation here, the rotation's a big question mark for the Giants, and it's a little bit on the older side as well, although we have the young Logan Webb and we have a relatively young Aaron Sanchez who could be in the rotation. And this is not even, of course, showing Wood right now, because Wood is also going to be someone available, although he's not super young either. But, okay, so you have Gausman with that awesome splitter, 30.2 years old. You know, this guy's just signed a qualifying offer, expecting big things from Gausman this year. He looked great last year. He's not going to go out there and just be a DeGrom. He's not just going to throw, zeros all the time. He's going to give up some runs and give up some contact, but, still, he's nice. Now, Cueto, though, I just have no clue what to expect from Johnny Cueto. What can you say? The guy's obviously started the 2016 All-Star game. That's 5 years ago now. He's now 35 years old. 30 and 35. In real life, for real normal people, not that big a difference. In Major League Baseball, it could be a world of difference from 30 to 35. So we'll see what we get out of Cueto. I'm hoping for the best. He's still deceptive. He's still got that, he's still going to be fun to watch. Anytime I turn on a game and Cueto's starting, I get a little smile on my face. Sometimes that smile's gone by the second inning. Let's move on. Logan Webb, 24.4 years old. What a spring training. And just like that, this rotation elevates. Pre-spring training, whatever grade I'm giving to this rotation, just got a little bit better because of Logan Webb and what he showed us. He was absolutely dominant. I mean, didn't give up any runs for his first 4 starts. He was amazing in spring training, and I'm pumped to see what he can do. Anthony DeSclafani, a guy who, decent pitcher for the Reds last couple years. He's not going to be, he's, again, kind of like a guy who's going to be serviceable, and that's what we can hope for there. And then after that, we have Sanchez, we have Wood, we have the other guys that could start here and there. But overall, obviously this rotation is not going to be as strong as our offense. They're going to give up some runs. They're going to have some good starts and bad starts. And you would really love to have a couple other guys like Webb in there. Preferably maybe a Beatty, but Beatty's still recovering. But I'm hoping to see him very, very soon as well. So all in all, the rotation, it's not good. It's not horrific. But, before spring training, I think that it wouldn't have been, I think it would be fair to think about giving this rotation a C- D+ range. But after what we saw from Logan Webb, we got Gausman back, a nice signing of DeSclafani, and with Wood and or Sanchez, possibly both in there contributing as well. All in all, I think it's decent. I think the middle of the road, I'm going to give it a C. Taking a look here at the bullpen, and this is going to be, as most teams, your bullpen is a big worry area. But we made some moves with Jake McGee, and I think Jake McGee, he's going to be a series contender to close games for us. Jake McGee had a great year last year with the Dodgers, and hey, there's no telling. He is a little older. He's about to turn 35. But the guy has the stuff. Reyes Moronta, he's back. That's the best thing I could say about that. Moronta was looking like he was going to be our future closer. He was just lights out. Unfortunately, after his injury, his velocity's a little down. He's still only 28 years old, and he could do big things for us. But at the same time, it's just wait and see for him. Tyler Rogers, obviously, with that very deceptive submarine delivery. He has good outings and bad. He seems to be a one-inning guy, at least from what we saw, last year. And with his time in Sacramento, one-inning guy. You get a good inning out of him, you take him out. You don't let him try to go 2, otherwise terrible things can happen. Definitely are not going to let him face anyone twice. But that's Tyler Rogers. Could be very effective. And hey, if a bullpen pitcher is good for 1 inning and to get you out of 1, 2, 3 or get out of there with a goose egg, then we'll take it. Matt Whistler had a great year with that slider with the Twins last year. Big pickup there. Harlan Garcia is awesome. I'm a huge fan of Harlan Garcia. Jose Alvarez was a nice pickup. Peralta and Berger. This is who we have here right now. There's other guys as well who can make the team. Cuts are going on right now, of course, but Shun Yamaguchi is a guy who, could be available in Sacramento if he doesn't make the opening day roster. So we're going to have options there. Doesn't really matter, who makes it or not, because it's going to change so much. There's going to be moves going on basically on the second day, third day of the season. We're going to start seeing moves. So, maybe a little longer than that, but moves are going to happen almost instantaneously. So there's really no need to know the specific roster, but this is an idea of our main guys, and I'm happy with Whistler. I mean, McGee, like I said, Moroja's back, Rogers, Harlan Garcia's awesome, Jose Alvarez looked pretty good, Caleb Berger, what a great find that was, Peralta as well. I mean, all in all, I don't think it's a bad bullpen. I really don't. I don't think it's a great bullpen. Of course, we would love to have some shutdown closers with big names in there, but we don't have, a Chapman in there or anything, at least not that I know of yet. But we'll see what these guys can do, and I can't wait. So overall, I'm going to give this bullpen a B-. So all in all, just for our main guys right here, it's not a bad team. It's really not. I mean, this is being completely unbiased. If I was being biased, I'd be giving A's out. I'm just being honest here. The lineup is solid. It is a little older. They're going to get hurt. Luckily, I love the bench. I mean, these guys are going to step up. And then what about the minor leagues? And that's where we got our big guys. Joey Bart, Chadwick Trump proved to be a very nice backup catcher. He could easily come up if Casale gets hurt, if Posey gets hurt, if Bart, God forbid, gets hurt, anything that happens, Trump showed that he's got some good pop. He's not going to be a great major leaguer, but he's going to be good enough. Moving over, obviously, to other parts of the infield here, Jason Vossler, huge right there. I think that he will make his major league debut this year. He's going to get an opportunity, and I'm super excited about him. Jacob Gonzalez is also someone who's drafted a while ago. He's a 22, almost 23. Hasn't really done a whole ton. We don't talk about him a lot, but obviously, he's got that Luis Gonzalez blood. So let's hope that, maybe he can help. Sean Roby's another guy who's shown some massive power in the past. Casey Schmidt is a guy who's going to get an opportunity, second-round pick last year. So he's not going to get an opportunity at the big leagues, but he'll get an opportunity in the minors to show what he can do. So we have some decent infield depth there. Will Wilson, another guy who went deep that last game of spring training. Luciano's obviously needs some more time, but, insane power. Jimmy Glowinski, another draft pick here last year. Ryan Howard, these guys are okay. If I'm not saying their name, it's probably because they're just depth pieces and they haven't really done anything super impressive yet. But a lot of these guys, could do something down the line. You never really know. And then as far as our outfield goes, Duggar, Lamont Wade Jr., Jalen Davis, I think as far as just depth pieces ready to go with big league experience, can't complain about those three guys right there. Those would be, if injuries or really bad underperformance and these guys step it up, hey, never know. Steven Duggar, is trying. He's got speed, but just hasn't turned out to be the player that we thought he was. Lamont Wade Jr., a lot of big league experience as well. And Jalen Davis is a guy with some massive power. But if those three guys don't work out or not ready or whatever the case, Elliot Ramos is the man. And I can't wait. Jason Krizan got some good minor league time as well. I'm not too high on Joe McCarthy, as you all know, but definitely some depth there as well. So, that's where we have it. Hunter Bishop down the line and some other guys. Alexander Canario, going to need some more time. But, as far as offensively, I think there's plenty here when you go to the bench. And when you look at the minors, more than enough to step up if we need it, if this lineup can't make it through the year. So that's why I think that, even though that lineup's a little older, I'm not overly concerned about it, because we have plenty of depth here offensively. As far as pitching depth, though, that's where kind of issues come in. Nick Tropiano, Shun Yamaguchi, I mentioned, guys who can start, guys who can do long relief. Scott Kazmir, some of these guys are not going to make the team this year. Tristan Beck, Sam Long, I just don't know about these guys. I honestly don't know if there's anyone that excites me too much. Sean Jella's a big, tall guy, almost 7 foot tall. Excited to see what he can do, but I just don't know. Connor Menez looked fantastic in spring training. Ashton Godot's the guy we got from the Orioles. Some okay names here, but pitching I'm worried more about pitching, no doubt about it, this year. Is guys that need to develop, like Kyle Harrison. Really good stuff. Seth Corey, got to be excited about Seth Corey. But again, he hasn't pitched above high A ball. So we'll see here. And Carson Ragsdale, another guy we picked up in the trade with the Phillies. Guy who can start, guy who can see, but again, he hasn't played above single A. We have a lot of guys low in the minor leagues who could help out. I just don't know if we're going to see him this year or not. And then depth with the bullpen. Obviously, Camilo Doval has got great stuff. Selman was disappointed a few times last year, blew some saves, but Tyler Sear, Jay Jackson, if he stays in the system. I like the bullpen depth a little more. As far as starting depth, I'm a little concerned about it, but I do like our bullpen depth, but I like our bullpen anyway. So it's mainly a starting pitching, to be honest, is my main concern going into this season. But I think there's enough offense and enough good bullpen help keep us in the game, and enough games that will win and come from behind fashion, I think, to win plenty of games this year. Enough to win a division or make the playoffs. I'm not saying that, but I think we will win enough to be over 500. A lot of people are saying this is pretty much a 500 team right down the middle, and I can't really complain about that because you're playing the Dodgers a lot, you're playing the Padres, but you're also playing the Rockies and the D-backs, and we have to win against the Rockies and the D-backs. We have to win the majority of those games to have any prayer of hanging on to some kind of a wild card. But as for this year right now, I'm saying the Giants are going to win a lot of games against the Rockies and D-backs and hopefully against teams from other divisions as well. And they always play well against the Dodgers. They match up. They're not just going to get swept by the Dodgers every time. The Giants will win games against the Dodgers. I'm almost more worried about the Padres, to be honest, because the Giants seem to play well against the Dodgers. Padres, though, it doesn't seem like they play as well against the Padres, and the Padres this year are going to be ridiculously good. But they're still going to win their share. I mean, Giants are not just going to lose every time they play San Diego. They'll win some games, and I'm truly excited about this season. I don't know, I'm not predicting the Giants to make the playoffs. I am predicting them to finish in third place, and I got them finishing above 500. I'm going to put them at 83 and 79. Might be a little optimistic, although some Giants fans are probably going to cuss me out because it's not optimistic enough. But that's how it goes on YouTube. So just want to give my own brief thoughts looking over this team, who I'm excited about, who I'm not so excited about. John Brebbia, by the way, is another guy who could give some good bullpen help, but coming off Tommy John, I don't expect a whole lot this year, but we'll see. But all in all, guys, let me know what you think down below. But I really do like this team. So we'll see what happens. Guys, have a great day. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you tomorrow for the pregame. See ya!
When the Giants come to town.